So, you bring back King Ghidorah, then you bring back Mothra. I guess the next logical thing to do is bring in Mechagodzilla. Oh, and let's throw in Rodan and Baby Godzilla too. And you get Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2. But before the plot, here's a little background. Back in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, Godzilla managed to tear off King Ghidorah's middle head and drown him into the ocean. After King Ghidorah was taken care of, Godzilla became a problem, so the good Futurian that I keep referencing back to in that review goes back to the future to revive King Ghidorah into Mecha King Ghidorah, making the middle head mechanical, mechanical wings, mechanical body. And so Mecha King Ghidorah fights Godzilla in Tokyo, but Godzilla defeats King Ghidorah again, and both of them end up in the ocean with Godzilla living. So this one, G-Force, which is a division of the Japanese Self-Defense Force that's dedicated to killing Godzilla, drag the middle head up from the ocean and use it to create their own weapon to fight Godzilla, which is Mechagodzilla basically. Meanwhile, a team of Japanese researchers head to a dead island called Birth Island and find a mysterious egg there. They plan to take the egg back to the mainland, but are interfered by a giant pteranodon who... there's not even secret in saying it, it's Rodan. As Rodan is preventing them from taking off, Godzilla pops up. The two of them have a little fight, with Godzilla really damaging Rodan, and that's the result of the fight. So the egg is taken to Kyoto, because all science stuff happens in Kyoto, where the egg hatches and is revealed to be a young Godzillasaurus. However, Mickey, the glue of the entire Heisei Godzilla series, senses that Godzilla has approached the mainland and is coming to retrieve the baby, making it the first time that we actually get a legitimate reason for Godzilla coming to the mainland. So if you're a hardcore fan like me and you've watched all these movies, you probably notice a pattern in this Heisei Godzilla series. You get a setup for the first 20 minutes, some monster action, the two title monsters fight each other, exposition, more monster action, and then the two title monsters meet up once again for a final fight. After a few movies, the formula is very noticeable and could be a little tiring, but still like watching this movie. This is probably my third favorite in this series, or oh, maybe it's tied with Godzilla vs. Biollante. I don't know. Whatever the case, this is one of my favorite in this second series. Mechagodzilla's redesign is pretty cool. I like the reinvention of Rodan, especially now that there's a point in the movie where, I mean, the video games have spoiled it. He breathes atomic breath, just like Godzilla does. And some might groan at the reinvention of Godzilla's son, but I'll admit, when I first saw pictures of baby Godzilla, I was like, oh my god, that thing's ugly. But as seeing it in action, it actually is pretty good. It's more of an animal than it is Minya from the Showa series, who I swear is adopted. But like every Godzilla movie, once again there are shortcomings. For all these Godzilla movies after that sort of from Terror of Mechagodzilla, the human characters are not interesting. Not in the slightest. Although Mickey is finally given something useful to do other than being the glue, and she actually sort of changes a bit in the sense that she went from thinking fighting Godzilla would be a good thing, and now she's not uncertain because of baby Godzilla. There's a training sequence in which one of the main characters is going through training at G-Force, and I didn't know you had to be a black belt in karate or taekwondo or whatever to pilot Mechagodzilla. I figured even if you just sit at the control room at G-Force, you are required to learn and be a black belt in taekwondo or karate, whatever. Because isn't the only thing you do at G-Force is either you sit at a desk, sit in the control room, get in a tank or a jet, wait for death, move a giant mechanical Godzilla or other mech around, and that's it. At what point is karate going to be useful against a gigantic radioactive monster? It also has that weird King Kong vs. Godzilla moment where the American actors in this movie sound worse in the Japanese version than they do in the dubbed version. I don't know how these are possible, but some reason they are. There are also some moments where the Japanese actors speak English when piloting Mechagodzilla, because there's an American blonde piloting Mechagodzilla also, and there are a couple times in the movie where they speak Japanese but she speaks English and understands them and vice versa, so why do they have to speak English when piloting Mechagodzilla? I don't know. One more little nitpick is that I would have liked for there to be a moment where Godzilla and Rodan gang up on Mechagodzilla, because both of them get a chance to fight Mechagodzilla, but it's by themselves. They don't gang up on Mechagodzilla. I would have liked that, but that's more of the realm of, if I made this movie, this is what I would have done. One little bit of trivia that I should mention, speaking of if I made this movie so-and-so, Ishiro Honda was actually asked to direct this movie by producer Tomoyuki Tanaka. But unfortunately he died before the movie went into production. But I would have been curious to see if he would have taken the job, since Godzilla kind of made a comeback from being so goofy to a force of destruction. The formula is pretty obvious at this point, but it's got enough monster action to keep you entertained, and there's some goofy moments in here. It's worth seeing. It's not bad at all. It's pretty good. So that's my review for Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Thank you guys for watching, and I'd like to make a disclaimer before I take off. As much as a Godzilla fan as I am, and I will never get tired of Godzilla, it is exhausting having to record so many reviews in this month. It is just so exhausting. I give props to Doug Walker and James Rolfe for being able to do stuff like that, but it is tiring. I mean, having to maintain my college life and review 28 Godzilla movies that are part of one franchise, it's exhausting. But I still enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy watching these. That's the only disclaimer I have to make. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow with my next review, and comment below what you thought of the movie so-and-so. So I'll see you later. Bye. Now, if it sounded like I was bitching during that disclaimer, I wasn't. It's just one of those things where you talk about something for a long time, your mind starts to turn to mush. So that's it.